Hello everyone. So, basically I'm just going off the cuff here because, for one, my hair is gorgeous. How could I not record when my hair just dried like this, fresh out of the shower? It's just curling everywhere and I love it. Anyway, so I had to get that out of the way. Oh, just the blatant self-narcissism here. So I've got myself a secret Tumblr, and no, I'm not letting you guys know what my Tumblr is, but so I was basically browsing through, and you can't really escape all of the various like star sign things or the sun signs, and like this guy, Aries, Pisces, whatever ever, and then this guy is like Taurus, Cancer, whatever, and so it's just part of the internet culture, and everyone's got to know their sign and be all like, oh, I'm this way because of that, and da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, I've always just kind of been like, yeah, signs are bullshit. Because based on my signage thing, the date on which I was born, April 7th, I am supposedly an Aries. And I forget what exactly the traits of an Aries are. All I know is that I am not it. And so actually, let's go look that up right now, just so that we have a baseline of understanding here established between us. So. So according to this one random website that we should all take at face value for being generally true because it exists on the internet in any modicum fashion, Aries sun sign. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and that's pretty much how these born under those signs see themselves. First, Aries are the leaders of the pack, first in line to get things going. Whether or not everything gets done is another question altogether. Don't come for me. For an Aries prefers to initiate rather than to complete. That's debatable. Do you have a project needing a kickstart? Call an Aries by all means. The leadership displayed by an Aries is most impressive, so don't be surprised if they can rally the troops against seemingly insurmountable odds. They have that kind of personal magnetism. What are you doing, website? I did not call for this advertisement. Go away. Anyway, those born under this sign are often called the pioneers of the zodiac. We landed in the stars on the starship Mayflower, if you didn't know. And it's their fearless trek into the unknown that often wins the day. Aries is a bundle of energy and dynamism, blah blah blah, Pied Piper, blah blah blah. So, right. Impulsive Aries, ramming ideas down people's throats, haha, puns. Basically, very Mars sun sign, very brash, impulsive, can-do, go-getter, leadership, huzzah, fire sign. We do the things, and we have initiative, and we punch it out. And, no, that's not this one. It's not this one. This one, based on all of the little things that one happens to see on the internet concerning signs and stuff, I'd look at the Pisces thing and I'd be like, hey, that's me. I'm a Pisces. I'm adorable. I'm emotional. I'm a little wishy-washy sometimes, but I'm a little fish swimming in circles all around myself. So you guys get a basic understanding of what I mean by that. Let's look up Pisces! So Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac, practically the polar opposite. And it is also the final sign in the zodiac cycle. Hence, this sign brings together many of the characteristics of the 11 signs that have come before it. Pisces, however, are the happiest, keeping many of these qualities under wraps. These folks are selfless, spiritual, and very focused on their inner journey. They also place great weight on what they are feeling, emotions. Yes, feelings define Pisces, and it's not uncommon for them to feel their own burdens and joys as well as those of others. The intuitions of the Pisces born are highly evolved, not involved, but involved as well, mostly evolved, but whatever. Many people associate Pisces with dreams and secrets. and it's a fair association since those born under this sign feel comfortable in an illusory world. Basically, maladaptive daydreaming. That's what it means. It's an illusory world. Yeah, basically, we're fishy people. Go with the flow. Don't make waves. Everything is peaceful and harmonious when we work together and be happy and nice and all the things. So that's a short reading of a very long page, both accounts, not going too much more in depth in it. But basically, yeah. Anytime I'm happening to read any of the zodiac sign stuff, I'm always like, Pisces, yay! Aries, what? How in the hell am I an Aries? And so, going back to the original point, which was I was browsing Tumblr and I happened to stumble across the thing, I stumbled across and copied over, that's the wrong document. That's still the wrong document. There's the right document. I copied over what it was, and it is basically like, everyone always goes by sun sign, but that's not all there is to astrology, This is more to it, because you got the ascendant, the rising sign, the moon sign, the Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, all that stuff. And just, things, throw it out there. So more to zodiac than what you see on the surface, because sun sign is what people see when they get to know you better, often described as your basic personality identity. When people ask you what your sign is, blah blah, this is what you tell them. So, my thought was, okay, if there's more to this astrology stuff than what I've originally seen on the surface, mayhaps if I go looking at what my other signs are, I might find a much more in-depth description of what my personality supposedly is by this medieval clickbait. That's what I've heard this described as, medieval clickbait. Anyways, yeah, so let's go look it up and see what comes through. So, first, the ascendant or rising sign. What people see when they meet you for the first time. Your general appearance. Okay, so, astrology, rising sign. There we go. Cafe astrology. That seems legit. Alright, birth date, April 7th, 94, there it is. I don't know my exact time that I was born in. I don't have any freaking clue where my, what do you call it? Birth certificate, that's what it is. I have no idea where the birth certificate is at this moment, but I'm gonna guess 10, 15, that seems like a very me time to be born. I feel like a morning person in that respect, which is why I am never awake in the morning, in the darkness, in the nighttime, and why won't you say yes? I filled it in. I can ask for a free chart. Huh. I wonder how long that would take. Do I have time enough for it? Since the other one has failed me for the final time. Okay, so this just immediately popped up and I can't read a single thing on this page. Oh wow, it's also very tiny. Hold on, maybe I can zoom in a bit for everybody. Go away advertisement. Anyways, okay, so here are, it's a very full astro chart and lots of things. So, here's the interpretation of the astrological chart you asked for. Thank you for visiting, thank you for hosting. Rising sign is in 29-degree Gemini, and they've also got Sun and Moon and Mercury and Venus, Mars, all the things. Okay, so that's very nice. So yeah, read all of the things. I'll read to you again what they're supposed to represent according to the random Tumblr post I found, which is supposed to be taken 100% accurately. So the rising sign is what people see when they meet you for the first time, your general appearance. And so according to this Also, 100% accurate star chart that we just got right now, this very moment. Your rising sign is in 29-degree Gemini. Extremely active by nature. Oh yeah, you like to get around, meet people, and do different things. Very restless, you can't seem to stay put. You need to be involved in several projects at once in order to keep your mind stimulated. I mean, fair. You like to read books and to write letters and to talk constantly. It's why I have a camera here. It's to make up for the lack of personal company. Seemingly ageless, you will always appear much younger than you really are. It's this good, wonderful skin, you know? Except for the rosacea. Thanks, Mom. Very adaptable and inquisitive, you are always open to new ideas and experiences. A jack of all trades, you are lively and versatile because of the high nervous tension that you always seem to have. Athletic activity would be a good way for you to burn off all that energy. I should really exercise more. Be careful of the tendency to experience things only superficially. Try to dig in and absorb things at a deeper level. Okay. So, here's a good question for you guys. Is that really how I seem? Is that how I seem on the surface exterior to y'all? I mean, you guys would probably be able to give me a good opinion on that. So, how does this thing describe the sun sign of Aries? By nature, you are very energetic and high-spirited. You are fiercely independent. You must be first in everything you do. Woo! Perfectionism! And you enjoy taking risks. Complexity in everything. You are the one who will rush in where angels do fear to tread. Quite brilliant at initiating new projects, you are terrible at following them through to completion. They are still coming for me at every turn. You are an enthusiastic leader, but you tend to be a reluctant follower. Scratch that. Reverse it. Often you are quick to anger. What? But you usually recover just as fast regarding later things you said when you were very upset. One of your best traits is that you are simple and direct, blunt and honest. Just be careful you do not hurt others' feelings. Don't worry, I'm already there. You need to be competitive at all costs. May provoke resistance from others, but as long as you maintain your usual sunny good humor, this should not prove to be a major problem for you. Very good. Okay, so that's also your personality on a deeper level. So, moving on to something that's more interesting is the moon sign. Yay, the moon! It takes the rays of the sun and reflects them onto themselves to bask in that glory. It's like having a mirror for your life. And what's that supposed to represent? The moon sign is what you feel. Your true soul. What hurts you? Who hurt you? What you need to feel stable, happy, on a bare bones level, all lies in here. And lo and behold, my moon sign is Pisces. Who knew? You have strong feelings and are extremely sensitive. It would help if you had thicker skin. You tend to react emotionally to every situation you come across. Kind, gentle, and considerate of the feelings of others, you are good at taking care of the sick, wounded, and helpless. Oh, look at me being the white savior to come and save the world. Oh my goodness. But you tend to absorb the energy of others, so avoid those who are always negative. You have a rich, creative, and lively imagination, but you should be careful not to spend all your time daydreaming. That's a very big problem for you. Tisk, tisk. Very intuitive. You have a good ESP. What's that acronym stand for again? I don't remember. Dang it. Hold on a sec. Apparently, ESP stands for guitars. I have a very good guitar sense. My playing would convince you otherwise, and may be quite clairvoyant or psychic. Remember that you too have the right to get what you want in life. You, the people, the voter, can get what you want. I feel like there's a song there somewhere. If you are always defensive and kowtowing to others, people will take advantage of you and exploit you. It's also a problem that I've experienced, and hopefully we've learned to overcome it this late in life. Look at me talking about being late in life, like I'm 60 or something. I'm 20 and I've already experienced menopause. Oh dear, what am I doing? Anyways, so that's the moon. The sun, the moon, the stars, and the sky. So what's Mercury? What's Mercury? Well, if you move and then find Mercury, the mental process, i.e. how you think or talk. You can also point out what you are good at intellectually. The brainiac stuff. Good. That makes me happy. Why do I keep going to the Allosaurus page? I don't need to know about D&D Allosauri today. Lo and behold, my Mercury is also Pisces. Whoa! Your ideas and thought processes do not come to you in an orderly or logical fashion. Instead, you tend to think with your feelings or with images produced by a rich and fertile imagination. Lo and behold, a very subjective person. Your dreams and fantasies are very important to you. You trust your intuitions and tend to reject ideas that are based solely on logic. I don't know about that. I rather like thinking things through on a logical basis. I like making decisions that way. Very impressionable. You are sensitive to the moods and emotional states of those with whom you come into contact. So that means next up in this list is the Venus sign, Venus. And so what does Venus mean, supposedly? Venus is what you enjoy/do for fun. Does it involve any of my hobbies? How you act in relationships. Sure. Let's see how that goes. My Venus is in Taurus. So that's interesting. I've always liked Taurus. Taurus seem very even-keeled. You are known to be a warm and affectionate person, and you tend to form long-lasting attachments. The reverse of this is you can also be quite possessive once you have made a commitment. I'm committed! Oh my goodness, the commitment comes back on me. Oh, how could I have expected it to come in this format? The beauty, luxury, and comfort of your surroundings are important to you, and you will devote much time and energy to making your home just right. I should give you a tour of my house sometime. It is the meaning of useless aesthetic. Beware of your tendency towards self-indulgence, especially with respect to eating incorrectly, which is why I have this bar of Reese's just sitting here in my cabinet because one of my friends decided she didn't want it, and so I love Reese's. Not promotional, but I use it to reward myself between recording sessions because I did it right. You also need outside stimuli to get you in gear when things come too easily for you. You can be lazy and indolent. Don't be mean, horoscopes. I came to you for validation and not this kind. The next sign is Mars. And you know, my sun sign being Aries, and Aries meaning that I am in the house of Mars or whatever, Mars is supposedly very important to my personality. So what is Mars? It's how you go after your aims, expressions of anger, sexual expression, and style. I didn't know you could have a sexual style, but there we are. This is what we live with now these days. Oh goodness! My Mars happens to also be Pisces. Very sensitive and vulnerable, it is difficult for you to assert yourself. At times, you feel quite tired, and you will require a lot of sleep to maintain your health and your strength. You are at your best when you act without your ego being important. You can be very unselfish and considerate of the needs of others. You get the most satisfaction by giving to others when you expect nothing in return, because we are that pure and good at heart. Beware of a tendency to want always to work behind the scenes, or to become overly deceptive by doing things behind others' backs. Oh no, scary. Or shift, knife, stab, stab. So, for people who know things about astrology more than I do, an Aries whose Mars is Pisces. To me, that seems like a very grand contradiction and might explain some things. So, if you know anything more about this than I do, please write something in the comments so I can understand too, because I have no idea what's going on. Anyways, moving on. The next sign is Jupiter. So what does Jupiter mean? Jupiter, I should probably... they're out of order, I hate this. Jupiter is where/how you find your luck in life. So let's look at that. I keep using voices so much I forget what my own voice sounds like sometimes. It's weird. Jupiter is a Scorpio. My mother and one of my sisters is a Scorpio. I don't tend to trust Scorpios for various reasons. You love to dig deep beneath surface appearances in order to find out what is really happening. A persistent researcher, you are very interested in the psychology of any situation, very Sherlock Holmes. You tend to become overwhelmed by the complexity of what you uncover, these grand conspiracies. However, that makes you a bit gun-shy, puchow, about explaining things to others. But you must learn to try to communicate as best you can, because what you know is really very valuable to others, and somehow that does not sound at all like where my luck in life comes from. That doesn't sound like that at all. Random Tumblr post, you've lied to me. So, Saturn, moving on to Saturn. Saturn supposedly is about work. Also, where you may feel inadequate. Thank you. I love being read for filth by a website. And the stars. Saturn is also Pisces. Hello, honey. Welcome. Your tendency to think that your life is out of control based on an unreasonable fear, probably connected with an unfortunate experience with the person who filled the father figure role in your early life. Well, learn to take responsibility. Now I can never get married. You have to take responsibility. Why? Learn to take responsibility here and now for your own life. Try to stop having unrealistic expectations about guide figures. Remember that they are merely human, with all the same faults and self-doubts that you have. Maybe not the same self-doubts, but it's a ballpark. When you get confused or uncertain, try to simplify your lifestyle. Things will then become easier to bear. That's basically what I'm trying to do now, and somehow I'm winding up doing more things than when I tried to restructure things to become simpler. Why? I don't understand. My life is a mess. So, Uranus. What does Uranus represent? Uranus. How you seek to be individual and innovative. Normally the kind of things you do that other people don't think of. That other people you know don't think of. So, if you did not know me, you would think of this then. Just going by process of elimination. So, my anus is in Capricorn. Apparently, you and your peer group as well seek out practical solutions to a changing society's attitudes to customs, traditions, and authority structures. I mean, fair, but that seems like the millennial generation in a nutshell. Your logical and orderly manner of dealing with these matters will result in permanent and carefully planned but sweeping reforms. We can only dream. Thank you, Uranus, for making our generation's Uranus thing Capricorn. Whatever the sign Capricorn. That. You did a good job, Uranus. Keep up the good work. I still can't take Uranus seriously. I'm trying so hard not to crack up. It's so bad. Let's move on to Neptune. I'll stop laughing if I talk about Neptune. So supposedly, Neptune represents the humanitarian side of you. The things you find that you daydream about. It can also be the fog that keeps you from seeing something or someone for what it really is. So along with my anus, Neptune happens to be in Capricorn. You and your entire generation will idealize work, practicality, and the ability to attain reasonable goals, like having a nice apartment and a livable wage, and maybe a car, and being able to eat on a regular basis. Very reasonable, attainable goals. But because you will also stress the need to be selfless and giving, you may find it difficult to attain your goals unless you have lowered your expectations on all fronts. Why is looking into my astrology suddenly turning into like the stars reading our current living situation? Like, knock knock, hello, yes, this is Earth? Hello, Earth! Did you know that the library is open and the stars have come to read you? The other planets are judging you very harshly. Capricorn does not approve. And then the Earth right now. I can't believe you've done this. Or is that Capricorn? Capricorn right now. I can't believe you've done this. So, Pluto, you may not be recognized by NASA anymore, but at least the sign charts still recognize you as a proper planet. So what do you represent, Pluto? Control. That seems very Hades. Where you seek it and how you go about getting it. Alright, so what do you have to say about control in my life, Pluto? It's a Scorpio. For your entire generation, again, an entire generation of Pluto Scorpios. This is a period of intense research and discovery in areas that were heretofore considered mysterious, remote, or taboo. The root causes for many complex occurrences will be unearthed due to the intensity and thoroughness of this research. Somehow I feel like the Tumblr post has once again lied to me for the last time! Last time because it did not say anything about the end node, which is like after this, but whatever. Still, that's really very cool. I like the entire idea of Scorpio being the intelligentsia. So what the heck is the end node? The Tumblr post has no recourse for us in this, so I'm just gonna read it. The end node, whatever that is, happens to also be Scorpio. You have a special aptitude for working by yourself, solitaire, or with a like-minded group of dedicated individuals. Once you have committed yourself to a person or group or project, your loyalty and devotion are total until the group's goals have been realized. Not at all gregarious by nature, you're uncomfortable around strangers, as should we all be. Greatly preferring to be in known and familiar situations. Others may regard you as shy or eccentric, but those who know you are well aware of the intense loyalty that you have to your friends. So, here we go. That seems lovely, that seems nice, and yeah, so I guess that's my star chart sign stuff. Yay! It all looks very complicated. I'm very amused by how weighted towards Pisces it was. Like, especially considering my own biases at the very beginning of this endeavor. But yeah, that was oddly accurate in a lot of places, and the place where it was the most inaccurate, Aries, could be because Aries is Mars, and my Mars happens to be Pisces. That was weird. Okay, anyways, if you guys want to do this and have your sign chart thing done for free, apparently and instantly, that was really neat. Astrostyle.com, not promoted, just sharing because sharing is caring. And if you guys want to share with me what your star chart sign stuff happens to be, feel free to just share it in the comments. I would love to hear and know what you guys are like, because you guys are super cool. And with all that that being said and done, I will see you in another video, so bye bye!